Welcome to the 10th video with meanings of Lalitha Sahasra Namam and details about them. We are now going to understand more about the 152 to 192 names of Sree Lalithaa Tripura Sundari in verses 46 to 50. 46th verse.
നിഷ്കാരണ നിഷ്കളങ്ക നിരുപാധിർനിരീശ്വര നീരാകാരാഗമഥന നിർമ്മദ മദനാശിനി.
Nishkarana. The goddess is described by this name as the causeless one. So far, we have seen the goddess as the cause of the entire universe and eternal. Therefore, Devi is causeless. Nishkalanga. The goddess is described as spotless, that is stained, in this name. It is said that since the goddess is eternally pure, no taint can affect her. Nirupathir Nirishwara. This name should be split into two and analyzed. Nirupathi and Nirishwara. Nirupathi means without any conditions. The goddess is described as having no conditions attached. This means that the goddess has no limitations. Always the goddess remains as pure sattva. Nirishwara. Devi is described here as one who is without any Ishwara. The word Ishwara also means one who commands. It means that Devi is Parabrahma Surubini and therefore there is no one to exercise authority over her. Devi is worshipped by gods like Brahma and Vishnu. Mahadev too is powerless in the absence of Devi. Niraga. The meaning of this name is that she who has no raga, she who is water and mountain. Devi has no desire for anything. Therefore, Devi is without raga, that is desire. If this name is cut as Neeram and Agam, Neeram means water and Agam means mountain. It means that water and mountain are Devi herself. Raga Mathana. Mathana means to churn. Raga or Ragam can be said to mean like hate and desire. It is because of Raga that man strives hard and achieves what he desires. The joy of having something is momentary. Immediately comes the desire for the next. This keeps on continuing. By this name, the goddess is described as one who churns and destroys the Raga. The goddess, by churning the Raga, creates Vairagya, that is detachment, to save her worshipper. Hence, the worshipper gets peace of mind and comfort. Nirmada. Madam means arrogance. This name means that goddess is without any arrogance. Arrogance is natural for those who is in possession of power. Those who are beautiful will be proud of it. But despite all this, Devi is seen as wise and devoid of pride or arrogance. Madanashini. Devi is described as the destroyer of Mada or pride. Devi protects her devotees from pride. If they are seen as arrogant for any reason, Devi destroys the arrogance and makes them humble. 47th verse.
നിശ്ചിന്ത നിരഹങ്കാര നിർമോഹ മോഹനാശിനി നിർമ്മമാ മമതാഹന്ത്രി നിഷ്പാപ പാപനാശിനി.
Nischinta. In this name, the goddess is described as thoughtless. Thoughts can have many causes. Ragadveshas, various types of traumas, and so on can cause thoughts. But often the thought kills the man alive. Thoughts usually happen where something is incomplete. As Devi is complete, there is no room for thought. Nirahangara. The meaning of this name is one without even a trace of ahangara, that is pride. Ahangara can be divided into three categories according to the fluctuation of sattva, rajas and tamas qualities, that is emotional, radiant and elementary. Pride is an expression that I am. Devi is Parashakti. It is said that Devi has no pride. Nirmoha. Devi is said to be desireless. Desire is illusion. Delusion or desire in things arises from ignorance. Mohanashini. In this name, the goddess is described as the destroyer of lust. Devi, who is free from lust, destroys the lust due to ignorance of her devotees and gives them peace of mind by making them understanding the truth. Nirmama. The meaning of this name is Devi, who is devoid of mamata buddhi, that is self-interest. The reason for mamata is the duality of mine and his. If Advaita buddhi arises, then there is no place for mamata buddhi. Mamata Handri. Devi is said to be the destroyer of mamata. Once the attitude of mine is destroyed and everything comes to be the goddess, the grace of the goddess, mamata will perish. Nishpapa. The goddess is described as sinless by this name. Papanashini. Devi is described as the remover of the sins of the devotees. A devotee's sins are destroyed by penance and puja. The point is that no matter how big a sin is, it is destroyed by the worship of Devi. 48th verse.
Nishkrodha krodhashamani nirlopha lophanashini nissamshaya samshayagni nirbhava bhavanashini.
Here are 8 names. Nishkrodha. The goddess is described as one without krodha or anger. The reason for anger may be hatred or an obstacle to the fulfillment of one's wishes. But the goddess sympathizes with everyone, with all things. So, no hate. There is no hope. Therefore, Devi is Nishkrodha. Krodha Shamani. The goddess is described as Krodha Shamani in this name, that is, remover of anger, as she gives peace to the mind of her devotees and dispels anger. The goddess destroys the wrath of the worshipper and purifies his mind. Nirlobha. It is said that desire, anger, greed, attachment, pride or arrogance, and envy or jealousy are different types of enemies. These transform from one to the other, seeking money to fulfill desires. Anger comes when the wish is thwarted. He covets the money he gets without generously giving it to the needy, thinking it is his own. In many cases, hope also comes to competition. But Goddess Lakshmi herself is always worshipping Tripura Sundari Devi. Therefore, Devi very generously gives wealth to her devotees. Here the goddess is described as greedless. Lobhanashini. This name means that Devi is the destroyer of the greed. Greed is said to destroy all virtues. Lust, anger and greed are said to be the 3 gates that block the upliftment of the soul and push it to the hell. So it is said that all these 3 should be rejected. One who worships the goddess daily will be protected by the goddess without greed. Nissamshaya. Here the goddess is described as one without having any doubts. Doubt is a state where one finds it difficult to decide whether this or that is needed. A person having doubt cannot be a proper guru. But Devi is considered as the Loka Guru, Guru of the universe. That goddess has no doubts. Samshayagni. The meaning of the name is destroyer of doubt. The Kadaksha or blessings of Devi destroys all doubts. So the goddess became Samshayagni. Nirbhava. Devi is eternal. That means she has no beginning and no end. Brahman is eternal. Devi, who is Parabrahma Surupa, is also eternal. It is only that each incarnation comes at her own will. Each avatar happens to protect this universe. In each incarnation, the goddess herself chooses her parents. Such a goddess is described as Nirbhava, birthless by this name. Bhavanashini. Bhavam means samsara, endless cycle of birth, death and rebirth which is caused by karma. Hence, in this name, the goddess is called destroyer of samsara. The essence is that The goddess frees her devotees from the endless cycle of birth and rebirth and merges their soul with the Supreme Brahman. 49th verse.
നിർവികൽപാ നിരാബാധ നിർഭേദാ ഭേദനാശിനി നിർനാശാ മൃത്യുമഥനി നിഷ്ക്രിയ നിഷ്പരിഗ്രഹ.
Nirvikalpa. In this name, the goddess is described as one without any alternative or Vikalpam. Vikalpam can have many meanings. It has meanings such as alternative, option, etc. It is said that Devi has no alternatives. Doubt, uncertainty, indecision, hesitation, these are also connotations of Vikalpam. Nirabhatha. Abhatha can be said to mean impure goods or false wisdom. One is attributed to the other due to false wisdom. One is mistaken for the other. A wise goddess cannot make such mistakes. In this name, the goddess is described as one without false wisdom. Nirbheda. This name means Devi is one who has no discrimination. It means that Devi does not see any difference, Bheda Buddhi, in anything. As Devi is present in everything, Devi does not discriminate between one and the other. Devi destroys discrimination in her devotees. Bheda Nashini. As mentioned in the previous name, this name means that the goddess is the destroyer of Bheda Bhava, that is discrimination, within her devotees. It is said that Brahma Tattva can be understood only when discrimination is eliminated. Nirnasha. It means here that Devi is indestructible. The goddess is timeless and imperishable. Mrityumathani. The goddess is referred to as destroyer of death. It is said that the goddess transforms her devotees into Rudra by giving him immortality from death. Nishkriya. Here it is said that Devi is without any karma. It is said that none of the actions of Srishti, Sthiti and Samharam touch the goddess. It means that all actions, that is karma, are performed by mere presence. Nishparigraha. This name means Devi who does not accept any parigraha, conceive or comprehend. It means that Devi is everything, therefore Devi does not need anything. Devi does not need any help from anyone, don't want anything from anyone. It is said that the goddess accepts the gifts given by the devotees only for the happiness of the devotees. 50th verse.
Nistula Nilachigura Nirapaya Niratyaya Durlabha Durgama Durga Dukhahandri Sukhaprada.
Nistula. This name describes the goddess as the incomparable. Neela Chigura. Chiguram means hair. Here the goddess is said to have blue hair. Nirapaya. Devi is described as invulnerable or indestructible. Niratyaya. It is said that Devi is Niratyaya. Atyaya means transgression, sorrow, harm, punishment and destruction. It is said that the goddess Niratyaya removes the calamities of the devotees. Durlabha. From here, 11 names describe the Saguna form of the goddess. The goddess is described by this name as one who can be reached only through hardship. To see the goddess means to endure a lot of hardship. Durgama. Here Devi is described as one who is difficult to attain. It is said that no matter what kind of puja is done to please the goddess, she is not Tripura Prasadi, that is, one who gets pleased easily. The goddess killed the demon Durgaman. Therefore, it can be said that she is one who is not with Durgaman. Durga. This name shows that she is the goddess Durga. Devi came to be known as goddess Durga because she killed the Mahasura Durgaman. Dukkha Handri. Devi is described as the destroyer of sorrows. Sukhaprada. In this name, Devi is described as the goddess who gives pleasure. Devi gives pleasure to her devotee in this world and hereafter. We have come across 192 names of the goddess in 50 verses. Now let us recite today's 5 verses.
നിഷ്കാരണ നിഷ്കളങ്ക നിരുപാധിർനിരീശ്വര നീരാകാരാഗമഥന നിർമ്മദ മദനാശിനി നിശ്ചിന്ത നിരഹങ്കാര നിർമോഹ മോഹനാശിനി നിർമ്മമാ മമതാഹന്ത്രി നിഷ്പാപ പാപനാശിനി നിഷ്ക്രോധ ക്രോധശമനി നിർലോഭാലോഭനാശിനി നിസ്സംശയ സംശയഗ്നി നിർഭവ ഭവനാശിനി നിർവികൽപ നിരാബാധ നിർഭേദ ഭേദനാശിനി നിർനാശ മൃത്യുമഥനി നിഷ്ക്രിയ നിഷ്പരിഗ്രഹ നിസ്തുല നീലചികുര നിരപായ നിരത്യയ ദുർലഭ ദുർഗമാ ദുർഗാ ദുഃഖഹന്ത്രി സുഖപ്രദ.
What do you think about these videos? Want to know your valuable opinion? We will see you again with more names in the next video.